Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Triforce and Master Sword, and it's by E. Biggie. And I chose this because it's kind of nostalgia, basically. When I was a kid, we played the Legend of Zelda, and this is a call out to this. So I just chose this because it's reminded me of my childhood. Anyways, here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 in each row, column, and box. We also have magic square, where box 6 is a magic square. And by box 6, he means this box. Usually, to communicate with each other, we number the boxes in typical Western reading notation, which is left to right and top to bottom. So therefore, this box is box 1, this box is box 2, this is box 3 here, box 4, box 5, this is box 6, box 7, box 8, box 9. And that's just convention so that we can actually communicate with each other. So there's no actual necessarily intrinsic value in numbering those that way. But so in this case, box 6 is here, and it is a magic square. Now, what is a magic square? Every magic square consists of a 3 by 3 grid that contains all the digits from 1 to 9. Every row, column, and diagonal of the magic square sums to 15. Box 6 is located directly under the Master's Sword handle and contains the lower right. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he was explaining where box 6 is, which is this box. So basically, in a magic square, every row, column, and box contains the digits, must sum up to 15. And it contains all the digits from 1 through 9. So it's a typical box restriction in normal Sudoku. That's actually, I guess, added for a magic square because a magic square doesn't have to be necessarily the same as a box, right? You could have. I've seen these too. You could have magic squares where basically they are part of multiple boxes, but they still have to contain the digits 1 through 9 without repeats. And in a magic box, or a magic square, sorry, every row, column, and diagonal, so both of these diagonals, must add up to 15. And that's how magic squares work. We also have a 3 whisper lines, where all lines in the puzzle are 3 whisper lines. That means digits must differ by at least 3 along all lines, and digits may repeat if allowed, if other rules allow. So every line in this puzzle is a 3 whisper line. So if, for example, this were, say, a 5, this would have to be a 1, a 2, an 8, or a 9, because the difference between adjacent digits on a line must be at least 3. And that's how 3 whisper lines work. We also have odd and even, where cells with a gray circle must contain an odd digit. So this must be odd. And cells with a gray square must contain an even digit. So these must be even. And finally, we have killer cages, where the sum of the cells in a cage must sum to the total given for that cage. And digits in a cage do not repeat. So, for example, these two digits add up to 13, these two add up to 15, these three add up to 15, etc., etc. So as an example, we could have something like 2, 6, and 7 here, because these 3 digits add up to 15. And that's how killer cages work. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, the first thing I see here are the 15 cages with 2 digits each. The only possibilities for that are 6, 9, and 7, 8, adding up to 15. So these all must be 6, 7, 8, and 9. In addition, we know this 6, 7, 8, 9 pair cannot be the same as this one, right? Because this one, if this is a 6, 9 pair, obviously this digit cannot be 6 and 9. And therefore, you can't have a 6, 9 pair in this cage. So this is different from this one. So we're going to color these differently. We're going to make this green and this one red. This cannot be red here, so we're going to make that has to be the other one, which is green. This green one eliminates all possibilities for that same pair to be in this 15 cage and in this 15 cage. So these 15 cages cannot be the green, they have to be the other one, which makes this red and this red. Well, this red one means this can't be a 15 cage either, so this must be green. In addition, this 13 cage has possibilities of 4, 9, 5, 8, and 6, 7, because those all add up to 13 with 2 unique digits. Well, the problem is here, if you have 6 and 7, that would eliminate all possibilities for this green 15 cage. So this cannot be 6 and 7. It has to be 4, 9, or 5, 8. Well, in this box, in box 9, we don't have an 8 or a 9 possible because we have a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple, which eliminates 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the rest of the box. So this cannot be 8, 9, and this can't be 4, 5, which forces this to be an 8 and 9. Where else are we at? So, okay, that means in the rest of column 9, you cannot have an 8 or a 9 in the rest of the column because one of these digits is an 8 or a 9, and this digit is an 8 or a 9. So the rest of the column cannot be 8 or 9. Therefore, this could be, as an odd digit, it's 1, 3, 5, or 7. As an even digit, this is 2, 4, or 6. Let's see. This green 6, 7, 8, 9 pair, one of them has to be, so in column 1, they're both filled. In box 7, they're both filled. So in box 1, where are they? They cannot be in column 1. One of them has to be here, and the other one has to be in here, right? We're not sure which. In So what are, okay, so let's continue on the 3 whisper line because that might be helpful here. We have 5 digits here. Actually, is that helpful? Probably not. Okay, yeah. In box 4, we have all the digits from 6, 7, 8, 9 already in cells because there are 4 cells which must require the 4 digits 6, 7, 8, 9. Therefore, the rest of the digits are 1 through 5 in box 4, and in box 9. This has to be 1 through 5. Anything that sees both red and both green cells cannot be 6 through 9 because of the same reasoning, right? So this must be 1 through 5 here because they see both reds and they see both greens. This sees both reds and both greens, so this is also 1 through 5 here. That means the other red, 6, 7, 8, 9. Interesting. Where can it be? If this is the red 6, 7, 8, 9, the problem is it has to be 3 or more away from one of the green 6, 7, 8, 9s. Well, the only combination that would work there is 6 and 9 here. So this specifically cannot be 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me continue. You can only have a combination of 6 and 9. But if, say, this were 6 and this were 9, this 15 cage forces this to be a 6, and you would have a duplicate 6 in box 7. So that's not allowed. If this were 9 and this were 6, you would have a similar problem, right? Because this 6 would force that to be 9, and you'd have a duplicate 9 in box 7, or repeated 9. So this digit cannot be 6, 7, 8, or 9. It has to be one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, this digit must be 3 or more away from 2 other digits that are from 1 through 5. What's the possible combinations there? You cannot have 3, because 3 is not 3 away from any digit from 1 through 5. Actually, so therefore 3 cannot be any of these digits. This could be 2 with 4 or 5, or 1 with... No, can't be 2 with 4 or 5. This has to be specifically 1 or 5 here. So this 1 can be with 4 or 5. This 5 could be with 1 or 2. Either way, 1 and 5 have to be in one of these 3 cells in box 7. Therefore, this cannot be 1 or 5. Because again, this is either 1 with 4 or 5 here, or this is 5 with 1 and 2 here. This therefore is 2, 3, or 4. This entire row 6 must be, each digit must be 3 or more away from a neighboring digit. Now, there aren't that many restrictions there, so... but this cell must be 3 or more away from 4 digits, at least. Well, that's actually a wide variety of things. That's not helpful. Okay. Huh. So one of these 2 digits is the red 6, 7, 8, 9, but we're not sure which. This 8, 9 cannot be the green. Oh, this 8 or 9 cannot be the green one. It has to be the red one. Since this is the red 8 or 9, this cannot be the red 8 or 9 here. And you have to have a red 8 or 9, because it's either 6, 9, or 7, 8, right? So this must be the red 8 or 9 here. This is also the red 6 or 7. This cannot be 5, because if this were 5, either combination, 6 and 9 or 7, 8, is not both 3 away from 5. So this can't be 5, but it could be 1 through 4. What other digits do we have? So the red 8 or 9 has to be one of these three cells. Does that help? Not particularly. The red 8 or 9 also has to be one of these three cells, but we're not sure which one either. Hmm. What can be next to the red 8 or 9 on a 3 whisper line? It cannot be the green 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't be the red 6 or 7 because the 6 or 7 eliminates those possibilities. And it cannot be the green 6, 7, 8, 9 because if this were 8, it would be next to 6 and 9, which is not allowed, or 6 or 9, which is not allowed. And if it's 9, it would also be 7 or 8, would have to be next to it, which is not allowed because it's less than 3 away from 9 or less than 3 away from 8. So these specifically have to be 1 through 5 here. Because the red 6 and 7 is not allowed there because of the red 6 and 7 in the column. So 1 through 5, 1 through 5. The remaining digits in box 7 are 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's pretty broad. Oh, can this actually be 2, 3, or 4 here? The answer, I think, is no, right? If this is 5 and 1, 2, I guess it could be 4. It could be 4. If this is 5 and 1, 2, this would have to be 1, and that would be 4 for it to be non 6, 7, 8, and 9. You cannot have a 3 because 3 is never next to any of the digits from 1 through 5 on a 3 whisper line. And if it were 2, I guess it could be 2 also. If this is 1, 4, and 5 here, this could be 2 here. Huh. Okay. Still pretty broad. Okay. There have to be 2 green 6, 7, 8, and 9s somewhere in row 6. I'm not sure if I'm attacking this correctly, but anyways. Where could they be is kind of the question, right? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, box 6 is a magic square. I should have figured that. Okay, yeah. The magic square part is something that I didn't even think about. Magic square is actually very limiting. So every row, column, and diagonal in a magic square must add up to 15. Well, because of that, that means you have all combinations of these digits adding up to 15. One of these cells must be involved in 1, 2, 3, 4 different combination of digits which add up to 15. Well, what are the combinations that add up to 15? And how many do you have for each one? One only has 2 combinations, right? 159 and 168. So 1 can't be in the middle. 9 similarly only has two combinations, 159 and 249, adding up to 15. So 9 cannot be in the middle. Actually, that's another way of putting it. So in the center cell of a magic square, you have four combinations. That digit must be part of four combinations of digits adding up to 15. In the corners, you're part of three combinations that must add up to 15, right? Because it's the row, it's the column, and it's the diagonal. For every cell that's not on a corner in a magic square, you only are part of two unique digits. Two unique sets of three cells, which add up to 15. So 9 cannot be in a corner cell because it's part of only two unique digits, or two unique sets of three digits that add up to 15. Let's continue. 2 can be part of three unique digits adding up to 15, right? It would be 249, 258, and 267. Similarly, 8 is similar. 8 can be part of 816, 825, and 834. So this cannot be 9. It has to be 8 here, right? Let's continue, though, with the magic square. 3 can be a part of actually multiple unique digits. But since we know is it? Let's see, we can have 348. Actually, it's only 348 and 357. You can't have 339, obviously, or 366. So it's also, 3 is also only part of two unique sets that add up to 15 of three digits. Same with 7. 7 is part of, can be part of 267 or 357. You can't have a 177 or a 447 adding up to 15 because, again, you have to have no repeats within the magic square. So the ones that add up to, that have two combinations in a magic square are 1, 9, 3, and 7. The ones that can have three combinations are going to be 2, 4, 6, and 8. So the even digits, right? Therefore, the even digits will always be in the corners. And the last one, the last digit, which can have four unique digits, or four unique sets, which it's a part of, to add up to 15. Let's just show the fours. The fours can be either 249, 348, or 456. And for 6, you have 168, 267, and 456. So that has three combinations that add up to 15 with the digits 6 and 4. 5 allows four combinations. So what is the central digit then? It has to be a 5. So this is a 5. Right, because 5 can be with 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, and 4 and 6 to add up to 15, right? Because it requires the other two digits to add up to 10. And that gives you the most expansion. So this 5 has to be with an 8 or a 9. Well, again, a 9 cannot be part of three unique sets. It can only be part of two. So, and this requires three unique sets of three digits adding up to 15. Therefore, this is an 8, and these three digits must add up to 15. So this is a 2. This cannot be 2 or 5. The 8 forces this to be 5. and we now know that the reds are all 7s and 8s. So this must be 8. This is a 7. This cannot be 7 or 8. It's 6 or 9. This can't be 7 or 8. It's 6 or 9. This can't be 6 or 9. It's 7 or 8. This can't be 6 or 9. This can't be 7 or 8. So this can no longer be 5, and these can no longer be 2. These three digits must add up to 15. if you could have a 1 and a 6. If you had 3 or 4 with each other, this would also have to be 3 or 4. But 3 and 4 cannot be next to each other on a 3 whisper line. So this can't be 3 or 4 either way here. This must be a 1 and this must be a 6. Well, these 3 digits add up to 15, so this must be a 9. These 3 digits add up to 15, so this must be a 4. And these 3 digits must add up to 15, and it's a 3 and a 7. The 4, 3, and 8 add up to 15. So this is 3 and this is 7. This can no longer be 2 here, and it can't be 5 because of the 5 in the box. Well, we have a 1, 3, 4 triplet in box 9, which eliminates 1, 3, and 4 in the rest of the box. This cannot be 1, 3, and 4 or 5 because of the 5, so this must be a 2, which means this cannot be 2. This 1 is eliminated because of the 1 already in the row. This can't be 4 either. This cannot be 5 because it's not 3 away from 4. Oh, sorry, not 3 away from 7. This can't be 3 either. So this is the 6 and this is the 9. This can no longer be 3 or 5. This can't be 4 or 6 because of the 6-9 pair there. Therefore, this must be a 2. And this forces this to be a 1 or 7. The remaining digits in column 8 are 3, 4, and 6. The remaining digits in column 7 are 5, 8, and 9. These two digits must be, okay, so this is an odd digit, so it cannot be 8. These two digits have to be 3 away from each other. So 5 has to be one of them, because 8 and 9 are not 3 away from each other. If this were, this 3 could be with 7. Okay, this is an even digit, so it cannot be 3. So the 3 here has to be with a 7, because it's not 3 away from 1, right? It's 2 away from 1, or has a difference of 2 with 1. Therefore, the other 4 or 6 must be with 1, which is feasible. What else are we looking for? This cannot be 6 or 9 here anymore because of the 6-9 pair in the same box. Same here. This can't be 6 or 9. What is 3 or more away from 6? That is not 1, 6, 7, 8. It could be 2, 3, or 9 here. One of these 3 is 9. What digits are 3 or more away from 2? Cannot be 1 through 4. So this has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 9. And it also cannot be 5 because where is the 5 in box 4? Can't be any of these. Can't be here. It must be one of these two. So this cannot be 5 here. This is 6, 7, or 8. This could be any of them. But it cannot be 7 because 7 is not 3 or more away from 5, 8, or 9. So it's 5, 6, 8, or 9 there. We know in row 6, where is the 9? It has to be one of these 3 cells, which means the rest of box 5 cannot contain a 9. Oh, this 9 also means this can't be 9. So this is a 6, which makes that a 9. This can't be 6. This can't be 9 here. What are the remaining digits in row 4? It's 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 7, and 8. Well, 7 and 8 cannot be next to each other on a 3 whisper line because they're only 1 apart from each other. So this has to be 7 or 8. And this must be a 1 or a 3 in between those two. This can't be 5 because of this 5. Therefore, this must be a 6, which means this can't be 6. What are the remaining digits in row 5? It's 1, 2, and 4. The remaining digits in row 6 are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. Okay. What digits are 3 or more away from 2, 3, and 4? Well, if they are 2, 3, and 4, that doesn't work. So this has to be specifically 5 or 9, right? If it's 4, the farthest away it could be here is a 2. If this is 2, the furthest away this can be is a 4. So nothing from 2 through 4 can actually be there. This is 5 or 9. What's any of these digits could work for that are 3 or more away from 5 or 9. 4 though is not 5. 4 and 5 are not 3 or more away from 6. So this can't be 4 or 5. Well, where is the 5 in row 6 now? Can't be any of these two cells because they're not 3 or more away from 6. It can't be any of these because they're not 3 or more away from 7. So it must be here. So this is a 5. This 5 means this can no longer be 3. This is just 2 or 9 here. Which it has to be 3 or more away from 5. 3 and 4 are not 3 or more away from 5. So this must be 2, which makes this a 9, which makes this a 3. This 2 and 3 forces this to be a 4. This 2 and 4 forces this to be 1. Therefore, this is a 3-5 pair here, which eliminates 3 and 5 in the rest of the row. So this must be a 1 here. These can't be 1. What is 3 or more away from 3 or 5? 4 is not either way, so this has to be 2, which makes this one 5 and this 3. This is then a 4. This has to be 3 or more away from 5. Well, that's only 8 out of 7 or 8, so therefore this is 7. This has to be 3 or more away from 5. It cannot be 6. It must be 9. So this is 6. This is 3 or more away from 9, and it cannot be 5 or 6. So this is 1 or 2. So this is 1, 3, or 4 here. This 6 is not 3 or more away from 4 or 5. So this must be 1 or 2. This 1 or 2 is only 3 or more away from 5. So this is 5, which makes this a 1 to be 3 away from it. This must then be 2. This cannot be 2 here, cannot be 2 here, or 2 here. And this can't be 4, so one of these two is a 4. This can't be 1. It's 3 or 4 here. This can no longer be 8 because of that 8, so this must be 7, which makes this an 8. So 8 cannot appear in the rest of box 7. Let's see. What is 3 or more away from 5? It's specifically 1, 2, 8, and 9, but 2 and 8 are already taken, so this must be 1 or 9. 3 or more away from 1 or 9 could be any of the digits here. But 3 or more away from 5, 8, or 9. I'm not sure that's a good path to go down. This can't be 3 because of this 3, so this must be 4, which makes this a 7, which makes that a 3. This can no longer be 3. This can no longer be 3. This 7 means this can't be 7, so that's an 8, which makes that a 7. The remaining digits in row 7 are 2 and 8. This can't be 4. The remaining digits in column 1 are 1, 7, 8. And the remaining digits in column 2 are 2, 5, and 9. This can't be 2. Okay. So, what combinations add up to 15 with these 3 unique digits? Also, the remaining digits in column 3 are 3, 4, and 6. Well, you could have 1, 5, 9. That's fine. Or 2, 5, 8. I think those are the only combinations. Yeah, 1, 5, and 9, or 2, 5, and 8. So either way, 5 has to be here. So this can never be 5. and 7 cannot be here. It would require either 2, 6, 7 again, adding up to 15, or 3, 5, 7, which is not allowed. This digit here is 3 or more away from 2, and it cannot be 3 or 4 then. It must be 6, which forces this to be 4, that to be 3. This has to be 6 and 1, because 7's not 3 away from 6. This must be 7. This digit is 3 or more away from 6. The only digit that fits that is a 9 here, which makes this 5. This is an 8. This can't be 8 or 9. This must be a 5. This 1 means this can't be 1, so this is 9, which makes that a 2. Therefore, this cannot be 2, 5, 8. It has to be 1, 5, and 9 here. So this is 1. This is a 5, 9 pair. This can't be 6. This can't be 1 or 8. So this is 7, which makes that an 8. Therefore, this is 3 or 4, but it can't be 4, so it must be 3, which makes that a 4. This can't be 3 or 4, so this is 6. This can't be 4 or 6, so this is 3. This can't be 5 because of that 5, so this is 9, which makes that a 5. This digit is 3 or more away from 9 and 5. That eliminates anything from 3 to 9, right? Because everything 6 or less is 3 or more away from 9. But 5 can only be next to 1, 2, 8, and 9. So it specifically has to be then 2, because 1 is not allowed here. So this is 2, which means this is 8, this is 2. The remaining 2 digits in row 2 are 6 and 8. This can't be 8 because of this 8, so this is 6, this is 8. The remaining digits in row 1 are 1, 4, and 7. And this can't be 1, 4 here, so this must be 7. This is 1 or 4, and this is 1 or 4 here. Remaining digits in column 5 are 5 and 6. This can't be 5, therefore it must be 6 because of that 5, so therefore this is a 5. This 6 means this can't be a 6, so this is 9, which makes that 6. The remaining digits in column 6 are 1, 4, and 9. Well, this can't be 1 or 9 because of the 1 or 9 in the column, or the row, so this must be 4, which makes this 3, which makes that 1, which makes that 4, which makes that 1. That leads to that being a 4, which makes that a 1. The remaining digit here is a 9, and the remaining digit here is a 3. Wow, you've solved the puzzle. All hail the legendary hero, Link, and his Triforce, and his sword. Yeah, apologies for, like, I started off on the wrong path. I should not have, I did that only because I think I'm so used to Killer Case Sudoku, so just trying to find those tends to be, I tend to focus on that a little bit too much. But yeah, the limiting factor here was probably the magic square to start with. And for a magic square, you always have 5 in the middle. You'll always have the odd digits on the corner, and you'll always have the even digits in the corner, and the remaining odd digits will be on the edges here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.